A polished website does not equal a regulated broker. Glinvest.online presents itself as an international investment platform offering trading services and financial growth opportunities. The site promises access to global markets, potential high returns, and professional support. At first glance, it looks like a modern broker. But when you move past the marketing language and examine the verifiable facts, serious concerns appear. The project positions itself as a broker or investment intermediary. However, there is no clear, independently verifiable evidence that it holds a valid financial services license from a recognized regulator. In the financial world, regulation is not a formality. It is the foundation of investor protection. Without it, users operate entirely at their own risk. Based on publicly accessible information and regulatory database checks, Glinvest.online shows multiple red flags typical of an unlicensed broker. General information available on the website indicates the name of the project is Glinvest, operating through the domain Glinvest.online. It appears to function as an online broker or CFD investment platform. Regulation status is not confirmed. No transparent license number linked to a recognized authority is clearly displayed and verifiable. The minimum deposit amount and leverage conditions, if mentioned, are presented as attractive entry points for retail clients. But without regulatory oversight, such offers can be dangerous. A review of domain registration data shows that the domain is relatively new, which is common among high-risk investment platforms. The registrar and DNS configuration often rely on privacy protection and services such as Cloudflare, making the real operator difficult to identify. When assessing license and regulation, verification must be conducted exclusively through official sources. Searches through the Financial Conduct Authority register at register.fca.org.uk, the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission at cisic.gov.cy, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission at connectonline.asic.gov.au, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov, and FINRA BrokerCheck at brokercheck.finra.org do not confirm a licensed entity clearly connected to Glinvest.online. Verification through official registers does not confirm the presence of a license. This does not automatically prove fraud, but it strongly suggests the company operates outside recognized regulatory frameworks. An unlicensed broker offers no statutory investor protection, no guaranteed segregation of client funds, and no access to compensation schemes. The services promoted by Glinvest.online appear to include trading in financial instruments, potentially including CFDs. Contracts for difference are high-risk derivatives. They allow traders to speculate on price movements using leverage. High leverage amplifies both gains and losses. In regulated environments, leverage limits are imposed to protect retail investors. When an unlicensed broker offers flexible or high leverage without clear risk disclosures, the risk of rapid capital loss increases dramatically. Furthermore, CFD trading creates an inherent conflict of interest when the broker acts as the counterparty to the client's trades. Without oversight, there is no independent authority ensuring fair execution. Another issue is transparency. The website does not clearly provide a fully verifiable legal entity with registration documents, audited financial statements, or a regulator-backed compensation scheme. A legitimate broker normally discloses its legal company name, registration number, supervisory authority, and detailed client agreement. If such documentation is vague, generic, or difficult to verify independently, this signals legal opacity. There is also no publicly confirmed evidence of segregated client accounts held in reputable banks. From a technical standpoint, relatively young domains combined with hidden ownership data are common among projects later described as investment scams. While domain privacy itself is not illegal, in the financial sector, transparency is essential. A broker asking for deposits should not operate behind layers of anonymity. Short domain history, template-based design, generic branding, and lack of corporate footprint often indicate a project designed for rapid deployment rather than long-term regulated activity. Key warning signs typically associated with serial scam structures are visible here: absence of a confirmed license, absence of a recognized regulator, lack of full corporate transparency, lack of verified investor protection mechanisms, high risk of capital loss, and potential withdrawal issues reported by users in similar schemes. These elements together create a risk profile that cannot be ignored. How can investors avoid similar investment scam structures? First, always verify a broker's license directly through official regulator databases such as the FCA, SISEC, ASIC, SEC, or FINRA. Never rely on certificates shown on a website without checking the regulator's official register. Second, be cautious with CFD trading, especially when high leverage is offered. High leverage is not a gift, it is a risk multiplier. Third, examine whether the broker clearly discloses a legal entity, registration number, physical address, and regulatory status that can be independently confirmed. Fourth, avoid platforms that pressure you with promises of guaranteed or fast profits. Legitimate brokers do not guarantee returns. Fifth, pay attention to design and branding. A cheap template and vague financial claims are not proof of a scam, but they are strong warning signals when combined with regulatory absence. In conclusion, Glinvest.online cannot be considered a verified or legally regulated broker based on publicly available evidence. The absence of confirmed licensing, the lack of transparent corporate information, and the high-risk nature of leveraged trading create a serious risk environment for investors. Our experts recommend refraining from any financial interaction with this project. When dealing with money, regulation is protection. Without regulation, the risk belongs entirely to you. Trust regulation, not promises.